What are you waiting for?
Come join the Geek Drums Nation. What is up, guys? Welcome to today's video. In today's video, I want to talk about that crazy episode of Superman and Lois, Season 4, Episode 3. We are in the final season, but before we jump into that, if you are new here, please like, share. Yeah, that's better. Please like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you become a channel member today. You can join my channel, take part in all those cool perks. We have the Party Nation every Tuesday where we talk about all of this stuff, and a whole bunch of other crazy stuff happens as well. But let's jump right into this. First of all, let's jump right into the craziest part of the entire episode. Our boy Jonathan finally unlocked those powers. Probably I should have said spoilers, but why would you be watching a review video if you weren't ready for spoilers? Right? Am I right? Am I crazy? Am I right? No, I think I'm right. Jonathan finally unlocked his powers. Not only did he unlock some, he unlocked them all. As where we saw Jordan have to go through a Smallville-esque unlocking of his powers, and I'm sure Clark didn't unlock all his powers at once either. This boy Jonathan woke up everything, and he triggered the ship as well. We see him explode on his brother, which was, I mean, rightfully so. It was coming. It's not healthy to keep all of that anger built up. He does, even though he says he didn't mean it. Things come out in anger. The truth often does come out in, in bursts of rage and fits of rage. The truth comes out. The stuff you say the stuff you don't say when you're calm does come out when you're upset, and rightfully so. He just lost his father. This is a very, very emotional time for everyone. But yeah, he unlocked all his powers, and we see right away he's flying all over the world, freeze breath, heat vision, everything. He comes back in the house and he's just dropping stuff from all the different cities and states that he's been to. And we see Jordan doesn't really care for it. I guess Jordan felt more special by, him having the anxiety disorder, dealing with that, those mental issues that he was born with. He can't help that. That's stuff that he was dealing with since birth. Having powers made him feel special, so he was kind of jealous, rightfully so. But in this episode, we also knew that this was our goodbye to Dylan Walsh, that this was his last episode. We know how that went with the CW and Nexstar. They had budget cuts. They went from 13 series regulars down to 5, so everybody was not going to be in every single episode. But I did not factor in that might mean somebody dies. And well, again, spoilers, General Lane does in fact die in this episode. But he went out fighting, he went out protecting his family, and he went out keeping his word to Elizabeth Luthor, Lex Luthor's daughter. He kept his word to her. All Lex wanted to do was find out where she was, and Sam was not going for that. But before we jump further into that, the Irons are back. The Irons are back. Nat, aka Starlight, which was Natasha Irons' name when she did have metahuman powers for a time in the New 52. That was her name. Starlight is her superhero code name, especially now that the Irons work for the DOD. Now, we saw that Nat was a little bit discouraged because that means she would have to leave her fancy new school that she was all excited for. And that means, Iron Steelworks or whatever he's calling this company, I'm drawing a blank. It means that has to be put on hold for now. But the world does not have its protector anymore. John and Jordan, they're suffering the loss of their father, and they understand that. And of course, Nat is going to be there for her grandpa. I love the fact that they got so close in this series, knowing that Nat is his granddaughter from an alternate universe, and he adopted her as his own. I love that. I love the whole family aspect of this show. But yeah, they agreed to go back and help at the DOD. My wife was shocked to realize, I guess she forgot because the show has been off, but Sam is not in charge of the DOD anymore. General Hardcastle is, and she brought in this other general. Now, I'm blanking on this guy's name, but I didn't like him from the time I saw him. I knew something was off. And what was off with this guy? He was working for Lex the entire time. Now, when I tell you Lex has so much blackmail on people, it's crazy. It's mind-blowing how much dirt this guy can get on you, and he has you do his dirty work. That way he can't be implicated in it. But how much longer is this going to work? Because we saw, everybody knows that Lex sent Doomsday. Lex was on the phone with General Lane outside where everybody saw General Lane's murder happen. Everybody saw it. Everybody knows who was on that phone. And the fact that Bizarro or Doomzarro is still working for this man is nuts. We do see Lex with Amanda in the abandoned, substation where Doomsday is hiding out or whatever he's eating. Yes, Doomsday is still that zombie-esque Bizarro. Yeah. Lex says he just likes having him around. So, they asked if the plan has been set in motion. And by set in motion, Lex's plan was to play mind games with Jordan. How he know? Well, I mean, I guess he figured out that Jordan is the hothead of the entire operation, because why else would you just randomly, why in the world would you just, he showed up to Jordan, played him the message from last week. We do find out that Lois, Jesus Christ. We do find out that Lois picked Jonathan, and Jordan takes that to heart. Calls out Lois, says, "Is that why you put him in jail for being, he didn't do anything wrong. You put him in jail." Lex has gotten in this boy's head. Now, do I think this will stick? No, but this is where my nitpicks happen, because right after this is when that general shows up with a gun pointed at Sam, with Lex on the phone. Jordan does have super hearing, and this is one of the things that I hate with these type of shows. It's selective when the powers want to work. I feel as if Jordan could have heard all that. I feel as if Jonathan, who was right there, who just tapped into his powers, he could have heard all that, because we saw him working and talking about how intense a lot of things were, like his sense of smell and whatnot. Y'all didn't hear that gunshot go off? I'll excuse Jordan because he was in his feelings. He was in his feelings that whole time. But Jonathan was right there. He was right there. But as the gunshot goes off, he injects himself with the serum that he inquired about, the serum that Bruno Mannheim made for Automata Pia, or Pia, his wife, last season with Superman's blood. He injects himself with that. Now, I'm thinking, at that time, I'm thinking he's going to turn into like a monster to fight Doomsday. We're going to have like a General Lane's Day. And Bizarre and Doomzara like fight each other, and then in turn one of them has to fight the Irons. That was my thinking. That's a little bit out there, but hey, it's a Superman show. Anything can happen. But we find out he injected himself. He knew he was going to die, but he was not going to die without trying to do his part to bring back his son-in-law. And through the flashbacks, we get to see how their relationship developed over time. We know that, well, he revealed himself, and let me say, the imagery, the cinematography that they used, like it was like a veil being lifted. That was a beautiful scene when Clark took off his glasses. It was also hilarious when he just said, "Ta-da!" That was hilarious. But we do find out that Sam tried to talk Clark out of this engagement. Clark was not going. Sam did not like Clark. And honestly, when this show first started, me and my wife talked about how weird it was, like that Sam and Clark were so close. Like outside of the, Sam being Superman's handler thing, they were so close, and it was really weird to see. But now we see that they worked on that relationship. Everybody has to remember, this is a seasoned Clark Kent. This is a seasoned Superman. He's been around for a while. So yeah, it was good to see that relationship build, and we got to see how it went. We got to see the wedding day. It was also good to see Martha Kent again. We have not seen her since that one episode in season 1, and then the Pa Kent death scene in another episode. So it was good to see them again. But we get to the death. John and Nat tried their best to fight off Doomsday, but of course they were no match. So Sam comes out. He has a phone out. He sees Lois. Lois is emotional. Bitsy's acting. Bitsy and Michael. This episode, they are the MVPs when it comes to acting. They killed it this week. Bitsy's acting, we get to see, and then oh my god, this episode was so crazy, guys. It was so crazy. Like when John flies down, and like, I have to take his body. He told me what to do. Now it's gonna take you all back to the farm. She's gonna explain everything to you, bro. When I tell you, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. When I tell you that, the hologram message. Oh, that broke me down. I started crying. It was so emotional, bro. Dylan Walsh and Bitsy Tulloch, that whole scene. Oh my God. We find out that he had a goodbye message for his daughter. And I'm about to start crying right now, like legitimately. Like, it was just that emotional, guys. So we find out that he injected himself with that because they're gonna do a heart transplant. Now, John tells Laura, like, just do it. Like, don't hesitate. Do it. She's hesitant about it, of course, because they don't know if it'll work because the heart is human. But of course, it has Superman's blood pumping through it, so it should work. And lo and behold, we get to the end of the episode. He opens his eyes. Superman is on his way back. We have 2 Superboys. We have Steel and Starlight. What else can Lex do now? They got it coming. He got it coming. But guys, I give this episode a 8.5 out of 10. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I cannot wait for next week. Like I said, if you are new here, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about this week's episode, and I will catch you all next time.